It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear, but there's plenty to be afeared of. You know, the one thing that I definitely want to get into a little bit in this hour that kind of dovetails with a lot of the stuff that we do here is our interaction with the man. And the man takes, you know, his manifests himself in various different ways. And one of the ways is, you know, a uniform, a badge, and a gun. And we just talked to Al Ramirez, the liaison with our Phoenix police. And I've been meaning to talk to him. And I wanted to say hey real quick before we did this segment, because this is the offer that I made him. Well, what we had talked about before is inevitable that is coming. We want to preempt any kind of misunderstanding or problem when it takes to the streets here in Phoenix, as in Cairo, and that what each side can expect. Now, when we did the TSA thing at Sky Harbor National Airport here in Phoenix the day before Thanksgiving, now, of course, they came in with their chest out, and you will respect our authority, and we're going to request ID of you and this and that, and then you got to talk to us and all that. And then where Nick goes, yeah, what if I use my, to determine our sound mind. And he goes, yeah, what if I use my sound mind to not talk to you because I don't have to? You know, then what? So these kind of things are things that need to be discussed. Well, he was willing. He said, yeah, I'll get with my supervisor, and we'll get and have a meeting, we'll go, and we'll be all good. And I go, no. So I'm talking about. He goes, well, what? Are you planning a protest? And I go, heck no, man. I'm for hitting the Lone Prairie, man. I'm out of here. I'm just, I just know what's coming, and I want to avoid some problems. Now, Cop Block is, they're known for, making sure that it gets documented and trying to prevent them from beating the crap out of you, So I'm, wanting to make sure that, Drew and Nick and a lot of my other friends are not beaten into a bloody pulp. And then you get videotape of their blood-soaked club and fist, and yay. I mean, and that's what, some kind of advantage? No, you're looking to avoid that. And a lot of this work that we do in Cop Block efforts and videotaping of this is to prevent future problems. So I told Al, I said, no, I'm not looking to have a meeting where we're, we had a meeting, let's have a meeting because we had a meeting. I need something more open, more public, more on record. Go down the city hall. They have the policy making, city council. We got elections coming up here in the next few months. It'll be, you have to have your signatures in and stuff, I think by March, May. And then the elections is November for city council and mayor.
Yeah, you can vote at the basketball stadium now.
Really?
I forget his name, but apparently the basketball player is running for mayor.
Is he really?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's the word on the street.
No, they said he was running for prime minister in Canada last time, a few months ago. He's going to leave and run. That was a big spoof. Was he just jerking with him or something?
Well, my point is if the people who watch basketball go down to the stadium and vote, then, that's what we're going to get.
Yeah, probably. Now the point is I'm going, look, I want to have an open meeting that is very clearly articulated to those that wish to express themselves, because they're going to want to, and that what they can expect, that their obligations are to be peaceful and nonviolent and not be destructive, and what the city of Phoenix is going to do, protect their rights, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know if I can do that, Ernie. I go, I know, but think about it. I could have a meeting and invite you, and you can show or not, and it's going to happen. Ernie, are you planning on a protest? No. No. I didn't even go to the airport. I just knew what was going to happen when they were trying to line you up, put you on the Guantanamo bus. This is my point. In February, there's a report. They call it the Pew Review, whatever the heck it is. You know, a financial report that's going to come out on all of the pension funds. A lot of them municipal. A lot of these different, I don't know, your money market kind of, we promise, pinky swear your money's here, rainy day kind of, you can get it, it's gone. Okay? They're going to come out. All this is going to be underfunded. All of these municipal employees, all of the cops, the judges, the firemen, everything, done. It's not there. It's gone. And they're going to go to the American people and going to say, you are not going to get your entitlement. You are not going to get your benefit. You are going to be so you can afford to pay us, the government. When that comes out and that becomes common knowledge, and they're going to want to enslave us with debt more, there's going to be a response. Then by March, I think a lot of this news is going to cause a big, giant influx of dollars into the United States. Now, Charles and I, author of the Dollar Meltdown, we'll be talking about that tomorrow too. When this comes, it's going to be major inflation. People are going to be hungry, bow, bow, bow. What's going to happen? How is this going to manifest itself on the streets? So what will be the reaction of the government? They'll start trying to control the water. They'll control they'll do whatever they can to try and, you respect their authority. When they press back, there's going to be some guy that's going to douse himself with lighter fluid. There's going to be some guy that's going to sit in the middle of the road, won't move, and the cop car runs over him. There's going to be somebody that gets shot. There's going to be somebody that's something. When that happens, then what? What are the rules? Who's going to, like in Egypt, the military came out and stopped the police from shooting the protesters. Did they side with the people? Not necessarily. They may have gotten the orders, hey man, this is getting out of hand, this is going to get ugly. Well, one thing about, certainly here in Arizona, you got a lot of armed people. And that's one thing that we made clear to them when we did the Obama AR-15 thing. We're going, look, you need us on your side. Oftentimes we're better armed than you are. Are you sure you want to play this game? I don't. I'm leaving, man. I'm out of here. It's how fast can I go? I have no desire to go head to head with this when it's going to happen what's going to happen. But there's no sense in me just sitting on the sidelines and watching people die. Certainly people I care about and love. So that's what we're working on. Now what I want to do is the rest of the hour, we're going to go ahead and go with Nick Barnett, Andrew Phillips, and Zoe. They create Cop Block, the top of the hour news break here on LRN. And it is, so they're keeping track on a lot of things that's going on. So I want to go ahead and just, let's go to Nick real quick. Go ahead and, we got like a minute here. Go ahead and preface some of the things that we'll talk about in the next segment.
With Cop Block, the podcast that I do?
No, everything. Cop Block, because you're seeing the trend of what's happening around the country. Is it getting worse? Is it getting better?
Well, there's definitely some light being shown on it now, and it's all about holding not just, Cop Block is definitely about cops, but it's all about holding everybody accountable, and Cop Block has a special part in keeping the cops and badged goons held accountable. So they're videotaping us when they pull us over with their little dash mounted cameras. So now we're trying to make it so that there's always one of our cameras on them as well.
And they like that?
No.
Now, isn't it illegal now in Chicago?
I didn't. Yeah, they changed that recently, and yeah, there's a case on it now. But yeah, it's a wiretapping thing, and you're not supposed to be filming cops in Chicago.
Yeah, we could talk about that after the break. But there was a peddler who was selling art, and now he's facing 15 years in prison because he videotaped his arrest.
Their reactions here in Phoenix have been mixed. They blustered, I don't care, you got a camera, screw you, and then, of course, 4409, okay? We'll see how this goes. So they play it, and then they're kind of changing their attitudes, camera, and they get all nice and everything. I am of the opinion, and it's not often that I've been incorrect, because it's math, and I see what's coming. And it's going to be sooner rather than later, and we need to be prepared for it. And hopefully we can keep it less bloody. We'll be right back.